Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new on this channel, that is, you're seeing my face for the very first time, you're coming across my video for the first time, well, you're welcome. You made it at the right time, okay? My name is Kemi and I'm a content creator living in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And to my returning subscribers, you know already, my lovelies. Thank you so much for every time. Thank you for the comment section, because whenever I read my comments, I'm always like, good vibes. There's only good vibes here. Thank you so much for all of the support. I appreciate you guys. Please, if you're yet to subscribe, because I know there are a lot of people who still watch my videos but do not subscribe. Why? Why? What shall it profit you? Please subscribe, okay? Like if you're yet to like, even at this start of the video, please like it. Yes, because I trust you, it's gonna provide value. So please like already. Also, please turn on post notifications so that whenever there's a new video, you'll be one of the first to be alerted, okay? Thank you. So in today's video, as you can already tell from the title, we're discussing the elephant in the room. Yes, the elephant, the big man in the room. The, what do they call it? The emperor, the lion, the conqueror. I don't even know how to say that thing. The emperor, the lion, I don't know. We just leave that, okay? So we're going to be discussing depression in Canada.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though.
So welcome back, guys. Now, like I said, we're talking about depression in Canada. Now, the amount of times, if there's one word, guys, if there's one word I've heard thrown around a lot, or that I've heard so much of, that has saturated the atmosphere since I got to Canada, it is mental health and depression. I'm like, depression this, depression there, depression on the corner. I think there was about maybe a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, I can't even place a timeline to it now, there was a video of a lady, I think I eventually heard that she's even from Winnipeg here, online crying about depression and all of that. Guys, it is real. Depression is real and it happens, okay? So today we just want to discuss some of those reasons why people go through depression. And firstly, I would like to say these are my opinions, right? These are things I've seen, these are things I've heard, these are things I've read, and these are things that I've seen going around, okay? So please know they are my opinion. You may not agree with them, that's fine. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Okay, so let's talk about it. Firstly, I want to say for me, I am happy. I am thankful to family. I'm thankful that I have family here. I'm thankful that we came here with family. I think I always say this in some of my videos. I've mentioned this a couple or 2 or 3 more times about how I know someone who came and had to go back because it just wasn't easy to settle, okay? So those are all the things that accumulate that can cause depression. So let's talk about those things that contribute to depression here in Canada. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is loss of value. Now, what I mean by loss of value is that there are some people, for example, you were a chartered accountant in Nigeria, you were a lawyer, a barrister, you were a medical doctor, you were like the what do they call those people, a chief medical officer in an hospital. You were, for me, I was a program manager. You were earning like you were a respected person back in Nigeria, and then you get here, you know that you're literally starting again, and you get here, you can't even get those jobs. For example, if you're a barrister, for example, you're a barrister from where you're coming from, there's just a little chance that you get to practice that again here, because where do you want to start from? There's a lot of accreditation or a lot of certification that is required for that. Medical doctors, if you have that, for medical doctors, if you are someone who is so say, I know is medical doctor or nothing, you say, okay, I'll go for the certification, I'll write the exams, I will do it, I'll start again so that I can get certified and practice here. So for me, someone that's been an hot cake, you've been an hot cake where you're coming from, you're now here, you're not even cold cake, you are like, hello, who are you? Something like that. You are not even, there's no demand. You see that if you go somewhere, they'll be like, oh, can we hire you? You are hot cake, and then you get here, you are not even, no one is competing to hire you and all of that. That is one of those things that I've seen that have caused depression in people, because when you are home, you can't even do that job you've been doing, and then you are begging people to do customer service job. Yes, people now start to beg to even do the smallest jobs, right? The smallest job that you won't even think of doing where you're coming from. You're now here and you're begging people to do that kind of job. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not saying that you can't get those top jobs you want. You can't get those dream jobs you want. You can get them. But please understand that it requires a lot of patience. It requires a lot of tenacity. You must be someone who has you must have a very stable mental state coming from. So if you are someone who has not come already, please start to prepare your mind, okay? Start to prepare your mind that, okay, maybe let me give myself 3 to 6 months. Once again, please know that this does not apply to everyone. There are people who get here, who even get a job before getting here. There are people who get here and get a job within 2 months, okay? Please note that this is not applicable. This is not a one-size-fits-all. But my point is that those are some of those things that causes depression. Because when you start to think about it and you think about your life and you're saying, okay, what am I even doing? You understand? Even for us, when we first came, like the first 5 days, we were like, okay, so we left Nigeria. My husband was like, okay, so we sold all the businesses that we had, and we came here. I don't know if you guys get my point. So it is real. It is something that would take a toll on you. But then it depends on how you take it. It depends on the resistance you have. It depends on the resilience that you have. It depends on you, on how. I'm saying this because it is something now. This is your own self. It now has to be your own self. You have to be motivated by yourself. Because trust me, you might not find someone to motivate you. Which brings me to the next point of not having enough support. You know, in Nigeria, if you are, I'm saying Nigeria because I'm a Nigerian, guys. So I'm sorry if, yes, I'm not sorry. I'm a Nigerian, okay? So that's why I'm saying if you're a Nigerian. In Nigeria, if I don't have a job or I'm waiting, I don't have a job, I can go to family members. I can, you know, it's easy for you to just walk somewhere. There's so many things you can do. You have this support. You have this community support, right? You have so many things that, you know, just uplifts you. But here, if you do not have family support, I don't know how people cope. I was looking at a very is a YouTuber I also watch her. Her name is Chisom David, okay? So this is taken from Chisom David's video. I was watching her video recently. She was an internationally trained lawyer. I'm sorry that word is. She's a lawyer. She's an internationally trained lawyer. But one, she can't even practice law here. She's in Nova Scotia. She can't even practice law here, number one. Number two, she just had a child. And she had to resume work within a week of having that child. Why? Because she has not worked up to 600 hours. Before you can qualify for employment insurance, you must have, and the government will start to pay you and you can take your 1-year maternity leave. That means you must have worked up to 600 hours. So for someone like her, she had to resume a work after 1 week. Imagine if it's someone does not have a good mental state, postpartum, a 1-week-old baby. Thank God that her mom was around. Thank God that her husband is supportive and all of that. Now, imagine someone who does not have that resilience. Can you imagine what would have happened? Would you tell me that person would be depressed or not? So I'm just trying to give you guys like some of those instances. These are some of the things that happen to let you know that there are so many things. We're just discussing this topic, okay? To let you know that depression really happens and it depends on you. It depends on how you snap out of it. It depends on how you take it, okay? Yes, jobs can get you depressed. Not getting the job that you want, not meeting. You know, some people are coming to Canada with high hopes and expectation that is a land flowing with milk and honey. It is not heaven. Canada is not heaven, right? I think people have said this a lot. But please, once again, I'm putting this in there to let you know that this is not to discourage you. But this is for you at this time to start to prepare your mind. You understand my point? Try to start preparing your mind. Try to start telling yourself that, okay, even if this does not happen, I take myself up. I won't give up. I will keep trying. I'll keep going. I'll keep moving forward. Even for me, I did a support job, guys. I did a support job. I did a support job for how long now? I think I did that support job for about 6 months. Was it 6 months? Was it 6 months? I think about 6 months or so. In another video, I'm going to be talking about how I did a support, a care or support job, as they will call it, for up to 6 months. But I didn't give up my dreams. I didn't say, oh no, I'm no longer doing public health anymore. I'm no longer doing that anymore. I didn't allow that to weigh me down. But for that to happen, I had support. I had support from my husband. I had support from the family I have here. I also had my own self-motivation. The fire in me is greater than the fire that is outside there. I don't know if you understand. The fire in me is greater than the highs. Even though, you know, highs is supposed to cool fire, right? Yes, highs, whatever, H factor. Even though highs is supposed to cool fire, right? But my point is that I didn't allow that fire in me to go down. I didn't let the coolness to cool it down. That rhymes. I didn't allow the coolness to cool it down. I just kept, you know, firing. I kept applying. I kept going. I even volunteered. You understand? Just so I don't also stay home, because that's another thing that causes depression. When you're just indoors and you do nothing and you're just there thinking about your life. Know that an idle mind, an idle body. If you're idle, that's when all those thoughts start to come to your mind. That's when you start to think again. When you're at home alone and nothing, you now start to think, You know, all those thoughts begin to come to your mind. Don't allow that to happen. Keep doing what? Keep busy. Keep busy. If you can volunteer, please volunteer, okay? Also for me, I volunteer. That's another thing I did. So while I was doing my support job, in the evenings, I took 2 days in the week to volunteer in the organization that I thought I would want to work, in one of those kind of organizations that I will work. You understand? So I was building my resume, and immediately I was volunteering, I added it to my resume. So when I was applying, they knew that, okay, now I have 2 Canadian experiences, okay? So that is one of those ways to make sure that you are not depressed, because trust me, almost anyone can, you know, want to say, okay, maybe I should just pack my bag and go back, or maybe I should just, and then you settle for less. In another video, I'm going to be telling you how not to settle for less here in Canada, because one thing is for sure, it is very easy. In fact, there's a thin line between you having your dream job and you just doing the alternative. Yeah. So one other thing I wanted to talk about that may lead to depression here is earning below your expectations. Like I said, you've come with high hopes and you're like, the first year like this, by the time I have $1 million, and then, guys, I'm not saying you should not be hopeful. Have hope in God, okay? Have hope in the right things. Have hope in those things but let your hope rest on God, okay? So when your hope is in God or in your God, you know that you will not be let down. You understand? So that when eventually happens, or when you don't get that job within 3 months, when you don't get that job within 5 or 6 months, then you know that, okay, yes, God is just preparing. Because one thing I know for sure was that the support job I did and the volunteering job actually prepared me for the main job I am doing right now. Okay, so guys, this is my word of encouragement for you. If you are here already, you are in Canada and you are feeling depressed, this is my motivation to you. Please give yourself some break. It is life happens. You are doing well. The fact that you got yourself here already, you've gone a long way. So now it's time for you to self-motivate yourself. Be your own motivation, okay? Be your own motivation. Don't be idle. Volunteer. You know, do things. Take courses online. Free courses. There are free courses you can take, okay, that you can even add to your resume. Because I'm saying this because those are some of those things that the major causes of depression is job, not getting the best job you want, no having people around you, no family, no friends. But guess what? You can also still build family. There are communities in your church. I'm sure you can, you know, don't be an introvert. Canada is not a place to be an introvert, okay? Canada is not a place to be an introvert. You have to make friends. You have to know people. You have to meet with people. Not in Nigeria that everybody is minding their business. Here, you say, hi, hello. Even on the bus, you can strike a conversation with someone. I know someone who got a job because she spoke to someone on a bus, guys. She just saw someone and she was like, oh, I like your hair. This was a testimony in church, guys, by the way. So she was telling the lady that, oh, I like your hair. And the lady said, oh, thank you. And then they started talking about job in Canada because that's one of the biggest challenges. Once again, I'm hammering on that. And then she goes, oh, my organization is even hiring, send me your CV. And that was it, guys. She got a job. So please, this is not the time to keep to yourself. This is not the time to keep mute. Here, if you do not talk, you miss out. If you keep your mouth shut, if you do not open up, you just keep missing out on a lot of opportunities that you should gain from. Okay, I hope this video has encouraged someone. If you are planning to come, I hope this encourages you and gives you some motivation on some of those things that you need to start working on about yourself. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It won't hurt you. Okay, please give me a like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you are here too, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in another video. Bye.